What's going on, guys? Today I've got a jet battle for you. This is my very first attempt in the F9F-2 Panther. I don't have a whole lot of jet battles under my belt. I've only got probably maybe 10 or 11 jet games. And this is the very first in the Panther. Everything is stock. I'm joined by a bunch of Panthers, Sabres, and even a Vampire. The enemy team is composed of Germans and Russians. They are primarily Me-163s, MiGs, and I believe at least one Canada Air Sabre. And those are, for those of you who aren't familiar, those are the best, arguably the best jets in the game. So that's one of the first planes I wanted to get out of the game, if the opportunity presented itself. But the first plane I end up coming into contact with is the Me-163. It looks like he's trying to zoom climb up to get me, so I immediately go into a vertical just to throw him off, slow him down, make it a little more challenging. Then I do a prop move. I try to turn around and get him. Unfortunately, I'm quickly reminded of just how fast both of these planes are. It's a lot easier to pull off that maneuver when everybody's flying props, because everything's so much slower. One of the things you immediately find out when flying jets is just how fast everything is. And you see that Me-163 just came out of nowhere. I have to do a split ass and dive. I have to create some separation between this, so I immediately head for the ground. When you're flying jets, everything is so fast. You have so little time to make adjustments. And just like I showed there, a guy can pop out of the clouds and be right on your tail without you even noticing him on the radar. The only reason I happened to notice that he was behind me is I heard his engine fly over me. So I immediately knew somebody was in the area, and it wasn't the 163 that I was in contact with before. And my engine's starting to burn out. You can see that it's already at a minute and a half. Countdown. Got a MiG, an Me-163 behind me, and there was a MiG just ahead of me. It looks like he went up and over me. I'd really like to get that guy if I can, but I don't want to put myself into a situation where I'm susceptible to get shot by one of those Me-163s. Here's a MiG. He pulls down right in front of me. I love this. Right in front of me. To burst into him, and then boom! What the fuck? I was so focused on the backside of that jet that I wasn't paying any attention to what was going on in front of him. As it turns out, he was going into a head-on with my teammate, and we got into a little jet sandwich there. I really want to get that Me-163. After all, he's the only guy that I can find on the map right now. Got a Vampire and a Sabre engaging. I'd like to be able to get a kill on this match before the game ends. And there aren't a whole lot of players in this. One of the other things you'll notice about jet battles, other than just the speed at which everything happens, it's unmistakable the lack of planes typically in a jet match. Generally, I only see between 8 and 12 planes on a team. Now this Me-163 is on this Vampire. I'd really like to take this guy off his tail. Put a burst of 20s into him. I do get a hit, but he doesn't go down. Sabre comes in for a couple of shots. Me-163 tries shooting. I end up getting the kill. I assume one of them finished him off. I'm actually surprised that I ended up getting that kill, because I didn't do any critical damage, at least according to what the game showed. It just showed a hit. Unfortunately, there's nothing else in the area. Ryo is a IL-10. I'm still surprised that they have bots in here. for a long time I hadn't run into any bots in realistic battle, but recently I've run into quite a few of them lately. And it doesn't matter whether it's a prop game or a jet game. I really thought that when Gaijin introduced the Join in Progress version 2.0 that was going to get rid of the bots for the most part, but that just hasn't been the case. That vampire says he's gonna head back to base. I'm thinking I'd like to do the same thing, because I got 2 black wings, got an orange fuselage or a pink fuselage, and I got a fuel leak that just won't seem to go away. Anytime I get a fuel leak in a jet battle, I'm always a little concerned, because you never know how long these battles are going to get dragged out. Sometimes the opponents will just hide above the clouds, or just run and stay along the outskirts of the map until either they run out of fuel, or you guys just give up. It's one of the more frustrating parts about War Thunders, the way some members of the community act like that. Here I offer to cover the vampire as he lands by telling him that I have to land too eventually, because I have to take care of this fuel leak and the fuselage damage, as well as the wing damage. The wing damage is the most concerning, because you never know when you're gonna need those wings in a high turn, a high G turn, and I don't want any weaknesses in those wings to come back and bite me in the ass. I don't want those wings to snap off. And the enemy team still has 2 guys left. The vampire says to have me land first, and then he'll cover me, since his fuel leak isn't that bad. That's fine with me. Just a matter of finding the runway and lining it up properly. Meanwhile, the Saber is over there working his ass off. He just let up a MiG-15. They're probably near their base. No, he went down. At least just one guy left. It's Canada Air Saber, of course. The one guy that I was most concerned about when I saw him early on in the match. There's really not a whole lot I can do at this point. My plane is pretty damaged, and I'm not sure what kind of condition that vampire is in. If he has wing damage, he could be screwed too. But as it turns out, his fuel leak has sealed itself, so he's not exactly a priority for landing right now. I'm going to try to land, but I'm not too sure about this. I don't think I've ever had to land a jet in a realistic battle yet. I know this thing has air brakes to help slow it down, but they don't seem to be as effective as I anticipated they would be. I'm not slowing down as much as I expected. And as it turns out, our Saber pilot has that guy right on his tail. So I decided to give the vampire a hand. We're both going to go help out that Saber. We're going to try to eliminate that Canada Air Saber before he can shoot down our guy. The Sabers in the game are just amazing. That one Canada Air Saber that's left, he could single-handedly kill all 3 of us, provided he has enough ammunition. You can just make him out too. And the Saber turns out he's stock, so he's probably new with that aircraft. Well, I have to admit, he's done a pretty good job. He's racked up a couple of kills all by himself. Oh, it looks like he ripped. Canada Air Saber ripped. Oh my god. What the hell did he do? I know it's awfully easy to rip in a jet. Sometimes it's not necessarily just a high G turn. If you hit your elevator key really hard, even in a straight line, you can really rip those wings off like crazy. And it doesn't necessarily matter what kind of plane you're in. And he's He's pretty pissed, judging by what he's saying in the comments. Oh, we got 2 kills. One was an AI, so I'm not too thrilled about that one. But I did get that at ME163. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Leave a comment in the section below. If you're new to the channel, subscribe. Take care, guys.